Hello, I'm Antonio Mora. This is the newsandnews.com Day in Brief. Today's top stories in 4 minutes. It's Monday, October 22nd at about 6:30 p.m. The caravan of migrants that originated in Honduras is now more than 7,000 strong, according to the United Nations, and people are continuing to join it. It has become a gift to President Trump because as we near the midterms, few things fire up his base more than immigration. You'd think such a large group marching toward the U.S. border would be more than enough ammunition for Trump. Instead, he's doubling down, claiming it's a national emergency, insisting without any public evidence that criminals and unknown Middle Easterners have infiltrated the caravan. He's renewed threats against Central American countries, saying he will cut off or massively reduce the foreign aid they receive from the U.S. He's also slammed Democrats for what he called pathetic immigration laws and complained that Mexico's police and military are unable to stop the caravan. The caravan is more than 1,000 miles from the nearest border crossing into the U.S., so this will continue to be a hot issue through Election Day. The Saudi operation that ended with the killing of Jamal Khashoggi is increasingly making Inspector Clouseau seem like a paragon of competence. Surveillance video appears to show a body double of Khashoggi's entering the Saudi consulate in Istanbul a couple of hours before the journalist did. The body double later leaves through another door wearing Khashoggi's clothes and a fake beard. Video follows him throughout Turkey's biggest city until he changes back into his own clothes and takes off the facial hair. Now that I think about it, comparing the Saudis to Clouseau is insulting to the fictional French detective. Now even Trump, who has bent over backwards to give the Saudis the benefit of the doubt, says that he is not satisfied with Saudi explanations. National Security Advisor John Bolton is in Moscow meeting with Russian officials, including Vladimir Putin and Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. The hot-button issue of the moment is the U.S. decision to withdraw from a Cold War-era treaty that bans intermediate-range cruise missiles. The U.S. accuses Russia of violating the treaty. The Russians are calling the U.S. withdrawal blackmail and are threatening a new arms race. Hurricane Willa is just short of Category 5 strength, and it is expected to slam into central western Mexico as a major storm with life-threatening storm surge, wind, and rainfall at some point on Tuesday. It is then expected to dump heavy rains on Texas. If that weren't enough, its remnants could combine with a cold front and bring disruptive weather to the mid-Atlantic and northeast as the weekend approaches. In our alternate universes segment, The Great Divide Between Conservative and Liberal Media, CNN's reliable sources included a segment on a thought-provoking study called Hidden Tribes of America that found 2/3 of Americans are what it called the exhausted majority. That majority believes we need to listen and compromise more, doesn't like political correctness, but rejects hate speech. The study further finds that those of us in the center of American politics are ill-served by the partisanship in the media. Of course, what followed on TV was a partisan discussion. In pointing out the issues with partisan media, all the specific verbal references to a partisan news organization were to Fox News. 2 of the videos shown of partisan news media were of Fox, 1 of MSNBC. The CNN host, Brian Stelter, also targeted the Fox morning show, Fox and Friends, as particularly egregious. He's right. As I said before, that show operates as a propaganda arm of the GOP, spouting White House talking points. But CNN's morning show, New Day, and MSNBC's Morning Joe are almost as bad on the left. Of course, there was no reference to CNN's partisanship because the folks in Atlanta and New York's Columbus Circle still seem to think they're objective. That's at best disingenuous, at worst dishonest. Finally, you probably don't know the name Joachim Ronneberg. We all should. The Norwegian resistance fighter sabotaged Nazi Germany's nuclear weapons ambitions with a daring raid on a heavily guarded plant. The operation he led was immortalized in a Hollywood film starring Kirk Douglas. Ronneberg later said he only realized the importance of his mission after atomic bombs were dropped on Japan. The world mourns his passing at age 99. We have all those stories and much more updated around the clock 7 days a week on newsandnews.com, where you will find all you need to know in one place. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the right of your screen just below this video. Please follow us on Facebook at Real News and News. Follow me on Twitter at AMoraTV. I'll see you again tomorrow.